Hey folks, what's up? I am back, and time to show some more Rekkids. What else do I do in these videos, right? And pretty decent little stack, and let's cut through this stuff, shall we? In my record collection, there was one band that I didn't have any records from. It's a classic rock band. That band is Black Sabbath, and this last dig, I was lucky and found 3 decent used copies of their records. So let's show you the first of the Black Sabbath I have in my collection, finally. Say so from Black Sabbath, Masters of Reality, or Master of Reality, right? Yeah, Master of Reality. And there we go. Didn't have any of their records in the collection before, so I'm glad to finally have them now. Not the best looking copy, is because it's a black cover, you see lots of ring wear, but still a decent copy. I only got it for a few dollars, and vinyl is really clean on the Warner Brothers label, so pretty cool shit. So I don't know why I've avoided getting Black Sabbath. I mean, coming up as a rock fan in the 80s, I never really listened to them much and ignored them in the 90s. They were always a band I just wasn't really all that attracted to as far as their music. But, you know, and once I got the VC, I always wanted to see if I could find some of their records. Every time I found used copies, they were pretty thrashed. And then I find reissues which were overpriced. So that didn't really, so I just said, well, so much for Sabbath, I'll just go on to other bands. And Sabbath just hasn't been in my collection. Next one I got Volume 4 from Black Sabbath. This one, there's the back here. This cover's in somewhat better shape. There's a little bit of wear on it, but not bad. And there's the gatefold, really cool looking gatefold. Really loved the last record, Master of Reality. Really loved this record too. Came home and cranked this one up, and this was pretty cool. It's also on the Warner Brothers label, but different record label on that one. And this record's in really good shape as well. So was really stoked to find 2 classic records from this band. And found one more after that. Found Never Say Die. I wish this one was in better shape. On camera, it actually looks like a pretty clean copy. Someone wrote on the top of this one. I don't know if you can see it. I'll have to put it really into the camera there. Hopefully it'll get in focus there. See, someone wrote all that stuff on it. But it's just the music that matters. The spine has seen better days, as you can see, but hey, I've never had this record before. It's impossible to find used. It came with the original insert. There's the original insert, really badass. Again, on the Warner Brothers label. Very clean album. It's a really good hard rock. I love the guitar riffs on all these albums. All these albums have some great guitar riffs. And now I finally hear what I've been missing out on for decades. Decades. Really cool to have this in the collection, finally. And I found all these records in one visit. Went to one record store, and the guy in the shop told me, hey, you came at the right time. Someone just turned in a bunch of Black Sabbath albums. And I went over and looked at them. Each of these records were $3 a piece. I think Volume 4 was at $5. The other 2 were $3 a piece. And good copies, sound great, and I'm happy now to have scored some Sabbath in the collection. Really cool. So Black Sabbath is finally in my collection, as well as this record from AC/DC, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. I had this on cassette. So the cassette I never listened to. Not really that big of an AC/DC fan. And this also came with the original insert with the band photos with the eyes blacked out. So pretty cool, pretty cool. And it is on the Atlantic label. Let me just put it out of the plastic here. So there we go. The Atlantic label. Interesting album, this. There's some songs I really like. There's some songs on here I just absolutely cannot stand. I was once in a band where we did a cover of Big Balls, and we had a guest singer sing the song, our friend Keith, who does a great Bon Scott. Sounds exactly like him. Can sing just like him. Close your eyes, you think it's Bon Scott. Pretty dead on with the singing voice of Bon Scott. So we did Big Balls as a surprise. We told nobody about it, and when he came on stage and joined us and ripped right into it, everybody was stoked. So I had to learn that song. I learned it in what felt like was only 5 minutes. Not much of the song as far as drumming and instrumentally. There's really nothing to it. And I never liked that song to begin with. After learning it, I hated it even more. But it was a big hit with the people at the bar when we played it. It was like the song of the evening for a lot of people. You know, for me, it was just an AC/DC song I just cannot freaking stand. And nothing's changed. But there are some songs on here I do like that I thought were really cool. Right On, I like. Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, great song. So, well, still glad I got it, even though there's a few songs on there that just drive me up a fucking wall. Picture disc from Rush. This is just an interview disc. And really cool find. This one cost me about $10. I don't know why I'm telling you about the prices, but there's a interview disc from Rush, picture disc, and a great picture of Neil Peart in the back. But really, it's just an interview with Alex Lifeson on both sides. And it's a decent interview. I wouldn't say you learn things you never knew before. It's an average interview. There's nothing really that special about it. It just looked like a cool collector's item, and I'm a big Rush fan. I like to collect vinyl, so this seemed like a good find for me. Until I got home and listened to it. I mean, they don't really ask any interesting questions. It's a standard interview, and Alex Lifeson gives a pleasant interview. It's about all I can really say about it. But the disc looks really cool, so can't say it's going to be something I'm going to listen to a lot, but it's still nice to have in the collection, so watch the talk. Sammy Hagar Live, 1980. I haven't listened to this one yet, can't wait. I have another Hagar album that I think is also from 1980, but it has a completely different track listing than this one, so that's why I could not wait to get this. The warning up here says, this performance is uncensored and contains adult language which may be considered offensive. So they let him cuss on this recording. Very, very nice. Yeah, like I said, still haven't listened to this one, but Hagar makes some pretty decent live records. I like them. And it's on the Capitol label. So there we go. And it's a real clean looking record. And I dig Hagar's live records from way, way, way back in the day. He's still 6 years away from joining Van Halen, so it's not even the cards yet, but so real happy to have that album. Next one up, this is a really, really good record. I love the hell out of this record. Level 42, The Pursuit of Accidents. I've never seen this on vinyl before. It was released in 1982. I believe it's their first album from Level 42, I believe. And I spun this one, and this is a really good album. Came with the original insert here. Just lyrics on the back. And that design on the inner sleeve is also the custom label as well. So pretty nice, pretty nice. It's on Polydor as a record label. Some really good album. Some really hot, funky bass lines on this one, but that shouldn't come as a surprise because Mark King is quite the man on the bass. Really good bass player, and he proves it on this album. There's some really good bass lines on this record. Some really fun grooves on it. Really infectious grooves on this album. Pretty much every song is really good. There's an instrumental on the second side on side 1, which is the title track, Pursuit of Accidents. Awesome instrumental, real funky instrumental. Really dug it. The whole side 1 is good. Pretty much the whole album is good. The whole album. I enjoyed the whole album. This is going to get a lot of spins in my my man cave here. I really love this album to death. Probably more so than the other two albums from Level 42 I have. I've never heard this one before. When I went to the record store and saw this, I was like, wow, I've never seen that album before. So and it was only like $2, believe it or not, and took it home with me and loved every single song. It was just a great album. So Level 42, The Pursuit of Accidents, good album. This one I should have left on the shelf. It's from the Church, Remote Luxury. Should have left on the shelf because I already have a copy. I saw this sitting on the shelf. It's used. It has original shrink. It still has the Tower Records price tag on it. Looked like a really good copy. I took out the vinyl, and the vinyl is very, very, very clean. So I just couldn't remember if I had this album or not. And I'm thinking, I gotta have this album because that album cover looks so familiar. It's been a while since I spun any of my Church records, and I just couldn't remember if I had it or not. And I thought, well, I'd most likely have it, but this is such a good copy. It's probably better than the copy I have. So I brought it home just for that reason. I went to my Church collection. Yeah, I already have it. My copy's not bad either, but this one is better. And like I said, in the original, also being the original shrink, it was quite an attractive looking album. This is a great album, great band too. Been a while since I spun this one, so at worst I can compare my copy with this copy and just kind of Frankenstein the perfect copy. So still glad I got it though. Still glad. It's such a good album from a great band. This is a 12-inch single from OMD, and it's for Enola Gay and Souvenir. That's on side 1. Side 2 has Motion and Heart, the Amazon version, and Annex. I had this actually on a 12-inch single already, but this one was kind of interesting because it's on the Din Disc label, and I don't have anything 12-inch on 12-inch singles from OMD that has that label, Din Disc. To me, that just seemed interesting. And since I like to collect so much OMD, that just seemed attractive to me. And of course, I gave it the one listen, and it sounds great, actually. So really cool to have found that. All right, so just a few 45s here. Found some pretty interesting 45s. This is from ELO for the song Sweet Talking Woman. It's pretty cool. And on the B side is the instrumental Fire on High. Here's the back of it. So 2 great songs from ELO. I love this one because it's on purple vinyl on Jet Records. So I saw that and thought that looked really awesome. So definitely had to get that one. I love the instrumental Fire on High on the B-side. It sounds so cool. And this 45 sounds great on my stereo too. I listened to this a couple of times and really got a blast. Had a blast listening to it. Got a rush listening to this little 45. And it looks cool in the purple vinyl and also. Really glad to have found that one. A white label promo from the Bee Gees for Too Much Heaven on the RSO label. There we go. One side mono, one side stereo. I've always loved that song, Too Much Heaven from the Bee Gees. The vocal harmonies are just fantastic on it. And it's a great song too. And yeah, so anything rare I can find from the Bee Gees on a 45 or album, 12-inch record, I'll usually get it. It's worth it always. Here's my love of 80s right here. Robert Palmer, I Didn't Mean to Turn You On, with those gorgeous ladies on the front cover from the video. Robert Palmer knew how to make a video, didn't he? But Robert Palmer's a great singer. Such a shame when he passed away. Always loved his voice on his own with the Power Station. He was one of my favorite singers from the 80s. And it's on the Island label. Love that song, Didn't Mean to Turn You On. It's a remake, actually. It was an R&B song sung by a female vocalist. I can't remember what her name was. I still remember the original version, which was good too. So but Robert Palmer's version, pretty tight, pretty tight. Okay, this makes no sense at all. It's from a series called Profiles in Gold, and it features 4 artists on a 45 records, played at 33 and a third. And so the 4 artists that are featured on this 45 is Genesis, Leif Garrett, Rebecca Flack, and Chic. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? What a combination. And there we go, there's the back of it. I believe this was on the Warner Brothers label too. So there we go, there's the label for it. 2 songs from each artist, 4 songs per side. From Roberta Flack we have The First Time Ever, and Saw Your Face, and Killing Me Softly with His Song. That's a great song, I love that song. From Genesis, Follow You, Follow Me, Your Own Special Way. I have that on so many records. Chic, Dance, 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 and Everybody Dance. And who cares about Leif Garrett? Alright, so, because Leif Garrett gets no play in this house. That's the rules, folks, I'm sorry. But I just thought that was such an unusual combination of artists. And what's another thing is it has the Burger King and Coca-Cola logo on the back label here. So maybe back in 1977 you had to purchase this album at a Burger King restaurant or something like that. I don't recall going to Burger King as a child and looking at the 45s, so but it must have been a rare promotion or something like that. I just thought that was kind of funny, this combination of artists they had on this. Made me laugh. Well, that's it, folks. That's just my short little stack here. Which is weird because not too many records were bought, but yet I spent an hour and a half in the record store just chatting with the owner. And only bought like maybe $30 worth of records or something like that. Funny. I think I go to record stores more or less to talk music with the owner, and maybe I dig for like a good half hour and that's it. but talk music with them for like an hour. But that's good times, ain't it? Well, that's gonna do it here. Please leave me some comments. I love talking to people and just seeing what's on your mind and what you guys got to say. I like communicating with all of you. So I hope everyone's enjoying their summer. Summer has just begun. It's hot as hell here in Northern California. But hey, it's summertime. Enjoy life. Be happy. Well, hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care all.